Here's an example of how RekordBox can analyse a BPM as something like this. Now, a lot of DJs will say, just change the BPM back to 136. You can't if you track, because otherwise it will change where the beat grids are. And if they say, oh, you just change all the beat grids by going on here and changing and shuffling, or now doing that on when you've got thousands and thousands of tracks, for you to like shuffle these around and shuffle the grids around on every single track you've got, cannot be bothered, right? I'm sick of doing it, fed up. So I did a little experiment. I thought, well, we know that's probably 136, not 136.06. I did a little experiment. I recorded by pressing the record button, and I suspected that the reason it's analysing 136 is because of this little intro here. Now I set a cue point here because this bit is a vocal that's actually a sweet, nice kind of part of the song, actually quite nice. So I didn't really want to cut it off, but I just wanted to do this as an experiment. If you wonder why there's two key points there, hot points there, it's because the first analysis on RekordBox put it here, and it did it by auto analysis, even though I've asked it to do normal analysis. Not dynamic, just normal, but it did it as an auto, which I suspect it did it by dynamic. It put it in dynamic mode, meaning it kind of changed the point of the start of the song. That's what dynamic mode does. It messes it up, trust me. I've given up on dynamic mode. So I've cut the intro bit here, which is a bit of a shame because it's a nice bit. But what it's done is start the song here, which is really where it starts. And I will show you what happens. It's reanalysed it. Once I realised it had done dynamic, I reanalysed it and it's put the starting point here, okay, which is correct, I think, anyway, because it matches the song. I mean, it kind of makes sense. It's reanalysed it 136, which is where we suspect it is. So instead of change it, I know you can't re-record every song, and I'm not suggesting that, but it's just proof that that's how it comes to this. Because on the real track, there's a little ending. They're just my loops. They're just loops. But at the end, there's this little bit on the end. I'll show you. Let me just put a loop on. I'll exit the loop. Okay, this bit here, it ends, and then you've got 2 bars doing what? 2 bars of music and a little bit extra. So 2.5 bars of music doing, well, it's not music, it's just 2.5 bars of the song, which I guess is like a cymbal echoing itself out, which you can't really hear anyway. So let me show you how I've done my beginning and ending. So, right, starts here, which is fine. See what I mean by it being in the right place? That's in the right place. Makes sense. Now let me show you. Yep, that makes sense because it's where the beat is. Now let me show you this bit so you can see that it's in the right place. Correct? That's correct. So that's correct. Bar, 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 that's correct. Now let me show you what I've done with the ending. So instead of it ending where I've got nothing on the end, bang, finishes. No echoing out, bang. So instead of having these, do you see? So basically what I've done, sorry, I've got to move my camera to get my camera in the right, stop. I've got to pause it. Right, I forgot to pause it. So basically, this is what the original does. 2.5 bars of what? Just something going shh, which you don't even hear. And I've just ended it here. Exactly the same. The BPM, look, as you can see, all lines up, all lines up, everything lines up totally. 136. 0.06 and 136, everything's lining up perfectly. So that's an example of how 136.06 also can match an 136 basically, but also how it can analyse a track at 136.06 when it's really 136. Do you get what I'm saying? It's this bit here that's made it, it's the way it's analysed, and because of this bit here, with this weird 2.5 bars on the end that isn't even, I mean, if that was literally an outro and it was going then yeah, that's part of the song, okay? But it would still say 136.06 because you've got these 2.5 bars on the end, which doesn't really make any sense. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, those who tell you on, those who go on about, oh, you've got to reanalyse this, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to shuffle this, you've got to shuffle that around, you've got to change these beat grids, you've got to blah, 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 blah. Well, firstly, I would say don't use dynamic analysis. Just I learned the hard way, just don't use it. It's rubbish, even for old songs. Oh, old songs, it's good for old, it's not good for old songs, it's rubbish. It's terrible, it throws your beat grids off, it's awful, it's dreadful. And when people say, oh, you just change you just go on here and you change all these and you shuffle them all around. Really? What, if you've got, I don't know, 10,000, 15,000 tracks, you're going to do that on 15,000 tracks, are you? Just shuffle everything around all the time. Stuff it. Sorry, it's wound me up because people just won't have it. Like, people who, expert DJs or whatever, they just won't have it, they just won't listen, and they just keep saying stuff like, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to do the other, you should do this, you should do that. Change the BPM to 136, just ignore this 06. No, you can't, because it will throw it off. I tried that, I tried it, and it just threw it all off, and it threw my cue, my loops. It threw off my loops, okay? Totally threw them off. So, lesson learned. Bye for now.